Tepperberg, and I am 23 weeks pregnant, and I wanted to share some nausea remedies that really worked for me, some that did not work for me that everyone swears about, and I'm just hoping that this can help anyone going through a really hard time, because there's nothing more challenging than waking up every day and just living through your nausea. It's the worst thing ever. So I feel for you, for anyone going through it. And on top of being nauseous, I'm still dealing with nausea now at 23 weeks. I was vomiting just endlessly in the beginning for about 16 weeks. So on top of vomiting all day long, sometimes up to 10 times a day, and feeling nauseous, it's debilitating. So I'm hoping some of these can just help you through it and just give you some sense of relief, which they have done for me. And so let's just start with an essential oil diffuser is amazing for creating a really calming place in your home and just brings in a whole new energy. I would keep this by my bed. And I loved peppermint oil. Some people say cinnamon oil really helps. I personally didn't like it. And I wanted to do this video too because there's a lot of things that people say not to do, things to do that did not, none of that applied to this pregnancy. And this pregnancy has been completely different than my previous pregnancy with my son. So every pregnancy is different, but essential oil diffuser is a must because smells bother the hell out of you, and everything smells at this point in your pregnancy. So I cannot recommend this enough. Keep them throughout your home. Keep essential oils in your bag. Put them on your palms, underneath your nose, and just every time you feel nauseous, smelling them really helps. And then ginger. So everyone raves about ginger. I could not stand ginger this pregnancy. Like, it actually made me feel more sick. So listen to your body, because I couldn't even have any of these candies or ginger tea really until recently, and they started working for me now. So even if things don't work in the beginning, bring them back in, reintroduce them, because every stage of the pregnancy shifts and things that didn't work can work. So I do recommend these, the gingins. They come in many different forms, hard candies. These ones are really soft and like easy to chew. I love these. I keep these in my bag. But the ones that I liked the most are these ginger raspberry candies from Pink Stork. And if you don't know this brand, Pink Stork has awesome nausea remedies that I didn't even know about. This Coco Lauren, I think that's how you pronounce it. These are just coconut oil, little pellets that you put in your mouth, and it relieves nausea. At first I was like, really? But it worked. It worked towards the second trimester. So definitely try this. Keep these ginger raspberry. I like these because you can't really taste the ginger, so I highly recommend these. And one thing, I went to a meeting, I was so sick. I could like barely even stand myself during the meeting. I was like trying not to share that I was pregnant, but it ended up coming out because it was so bad. These mints, someone gave to me, and they've been a lifesaver. Now, a lot of people say mint to stay away from mint because it doesn't work and it will make you more sick. But in my case, it actually made me feel so much better. But now I prefer the ginger raspberries over these, but try them. If you're sick, literally try anything, because I know that I have tried literally anything, and these Preggy Pops are a must. I sucked on these during my labor with Benjamin, and they helped me. I was really sick during my during birth and vomiting all over the place, and these were a huge sigh of relief. So Preggy Pops. And another Pink Stork product, this is a caffeine-free tea for nausea. I loved this. This was really soothing. Like I said, it has some ginger, but it doesn't taste like ginger. So if you're someone who can't stand it either, I highly recommend this. And then let's go into the good old prescription drugs, because when you're at your absolute worst, do what you can to survive. This is such a hard time, so be gentle with yourself. I personally don't like taking prescription medications, but when there's a time for everything. So I tried Zofran and Diclegis. Diclegis made me vomit. People love it. I could not take it. It made me really sick. Zofran, I personally never loved how it made me feel, but in my absolute worst stages of my pregnancy, where when I had to go teach a class or had to go show up for a panel, it definitely worked for a little bit of relief. It gave me really bad headaches, so be careful of that, like horrible migraines the next day and awful gas. So I'm sorry, but it's the truth, like really gassy and in pain. So just so you know, to be careful, but they work for some people and they're safe. Talk to your doctor. My doctor recommended both of them. Now, the weirdest thing of all is you need a tongue scraper if you are someone who is vomiting during pregnancy. And the reason being is because it literally lives in your tongue if you're throwing up nearly as much as I was. So this becomes your best friend. I was using this up to like 5 to 8 times a day, and this helped me so much where I got the taste out of my mouth. And the best thing of all is ice water. Have this by your side at all times. Fill a bottle of water and don't leave home without it. It's super soothing. I know it's like the easiest thing ever. And then I would also make a pot of this tea and put it in the refrigerator so that it was iced. I don't love hot beverages when I'm pregnant, and then I would pour half water, half tea. So that really helped for me. And another thing that a lot of people tell you to stay away from, so I'm like the biggest fruit eater ever. That's like my go-to in the morning. I could not touch fruit for at least 3 months in the beginning, which was awful. I couldn't even eat it. Anytime I ate it, I projectile vomited. It was like without fail every single time. So all of the foods that are my typical go-tos didn't work for me. Now, if you would have told me, and like I genuinely mean this, if you would have told me that eating cow manure would have just alleviated my nausea symptoms, I would have done it. I would have done anything. So a lot of people, my doctor, a lot of people who were really sick were telling me that because I'm plant-based, I needed to eat animal protein. I needed to eat more protein. So I experimented with a few things, and being vegan and plant-based, it's definitely not something, it's not the route that I wanted to go, but in that place in my life, like there's like no judgment, and I had to do whatever I could to make myself feel better. So I did try Noah's eggs one day. They made me throw up. And he was eating a turkey and cheese sandwich, which is like the last thing in the world that I would ever eat. But I just kept looking at it and I wanted it. And I was like, okay, let me just like take a bite and see if I feel better. Well, it made me really sick, but I tried it. And what was the other thing that I tried? Oh, I was at a restaurant once ordering food, and all I wanted was like the hot dog or the hamburger, just everything, like things that I don't eat and would never want to eat, honestly. But my best advice is take the judgment away and just try whatever it is that you think could make you feel better. None of those things made me feel better. So although people were telling me to stay away from a high carb diet, it's like taking the fruit out of my diet helped, but eating carbs is what made me feel better. So don't listen to what everybody says, and that's really why I'm sharing this video with you. And another thing that is really helpful are these C-bands, and you just put them on your wrist. I've been on a few boats and wore these the whole time. That really help, but they just press a pressure point that brings like a calm feeling over the body and helps with nausea. So try these. I do wear these occasionally on and off. And a good old Epsom salt bath, use a bath bomb, and I would listen to a guided meditation in the bath. Literally, I would do anything. So I think I touched on Crackers. Try not to do anything flavored. These worked for a little bit, and then I went to whole wheat saltines or just do regular saltines, whatever it is. Do what you need. And I think last but not least is everyone has been asking me what prenatal vitamin I take. I couldn't touch a prenatal vitamin in the beginning of my pregnancy, and I couldn't with Benjamin either, but don't worry about it. Like, just keep eating. The baby will get as much nutrients as you're putting in your body, so just do the best that you can. And this Pink Stork liquid vitamin did help me when I couldn't swallow the pills. So let me just show you quickly. I do love this Thorne basic prenatal vitamin now that I can swallow the pills. This doesn't upset me. Some of the pills are too strong and will make you feel sick. So we have a visitor. Come! And it's all worth it in the end, you guys. So just hang in there because this is the result.
Mama.
Yeah?
Don't take these out.
Don't take these out?
No.
Oh, one other thing. Homeopathic Nux vomica. Didn't work for me, but people swear by it, so try it. And one thing, everyone tells you to stay away from caffeine. I found with Benjamin too, that a little bit of caffeine actually worked fine for me and made me feel better and made me be able to face life. So try a little bit and talk to your doctor, because I know a lot of people have reached out to me, can't believe that I drink coffee. I drink 1 cup a day, 1 shot of espresso, nothing crazy. And I have green tea or black tea on other days and kind of alternate them. But just try them, see if it makes you feel better or worse. And it worked for me. So.